Let's talk how we cut our buttonholes safely without cutting into our garment. It is a bit of a scary task because it's normally done at the end of the garment. So first we need some pins and a seam ripper. So let's zoom in and have a look at what we're going to do. So you're going to put the pin in and out over the top of the buttonhole, and you want your pin to go in and out over the top because we're going to get our seam ripper and we're going to poke it in the other end of the buttonhole straight in, and the sharper the seam ripper, the easier this job is. And then carefully you want to cut through the buttonhole. Now this is where the pin comes in. The pin hooks into the seam ripper and stops the seam ripper from cutting through further than the buttonhole than you want. So that's why it's really important to get the pin placement perfect so it hooks in and out, up and down through the end of the buttonhole. And when you put your pin in, you need to do it just before the edge of the stitching because you don't want to catch the stitching with your seam ripper. I'm cutting here some waterproof fabric, which is very tough. With a lighter weight fabric, the seam ripper does sort of fly a little bit if you use a lot of pressure, so you still need to use some sort of control. But you can see the pin there at the back there, it sort of will catch the seam ripper and stop you flying through, because it's the worst thing when you've done all this amazing work on your garment and it comes to cutting a buttonhole. It's a scary job. Yes, you can use scissors and there's other ways of doing it, but this is just what I find the safest and more successful way of cutting a buttonhole. So I hope that helps you with your sewing. Have a lovely day. Bye.